Hello fellow humans. I co-organized recently a social function where we watched the lovely documentary Outgrow the System. You know me, I defend and advocate for degrowth, which is about reducing material production and consumption. Degrowth is about putting the economy on a healthy metabolism. It's trimming the bad excesses while boosting the good stuff that actually helps the expansion of the well-being of all humans. Here's the doozy. There are different kinds of learning. There's staring at a screen when the brain is in sleep mode and does not absorb anything new, or should we say TikTok mode? And there's active learning when the brain takes in information and updates itself. Probably the best kind of learning uses Bayesian inference, which allows your brain to update with better information based on evidence. Bayesian inference is about constantly changing your mind when new evidence comes to light. I told someone at the event, Degrowth wants to phase out capitalism. They said, but it is human nature to want to grow, to accumulate more, to leave more to your children. I replied, no, this is not human nature. There's no evidence for this. Human nature always functions in a society, in some specific cultural conditions which stretch on a spectrum. Rich countries operate largely on consumerism and accumulation of personal wealth as a measure of well-being. Other cultures have a tradition of non-material well-being, which some call spiritual. Think about the concept of buen vivir in South America, Ubuntu in Africa, or ecological Swaraj in India. I asked the same human person, what does capitalism mean to you? They replied, capitalism is about free exchange of goods and services. Here's something that most people don't know. Nothing is actually free in capitalism. What we think it's a free market comes with many strings attached. Markets have severe limits. You have government regulations, some good, some bad, monopolies, monopsonies, oligopolies, oligarchs, plutocrats, price gougers, moral limits, physical limits, and more. Companies and consumers do not have true equal standing on the market. If you are a small business, you cannot compete with Amazon. You cannot decide the price of your own goods and services. The entire philosophy of the free market under capitalism is around the take it or leave it principle. That's where the illusion of freedom comes from. What kind of freedom is that when your only option is to refuse to pay if you don't like the price? What if that product is essential for your living? You know, like an apartment or water? What if you know that the seller is a price gouger? Capitalism is like ski jumping, but only the first part, where the skier accelerates on the ramp. Capitalism has no plan for what happens with the skier after leaving the ramp. Capitalism has no landing strip, no air floating strategy, no landing strategy, and no built-in safety. Capitalism is just a reckless acceleration towards a precipice which contains the destruction of environment, insane wealth for the very few, and lots of suffering for the rest of us. Degrowth wants to phase out the psychopathic foundations of capitalism so everyone can just chill. Thanks for watching. If you learned something, please hit the subscribe button so others can see this stuff. As always, there are links below for everything I said. Support me on Patreon if you can, it helps a lot. I'm trying to do these educational videos for a living, but I don't want to indulge advertisers. Until next time, be well and increase the peace.
The situation in Chernobyl is stable.
Chernobyl is on fire.